Oh, we didn't think you were coming, so we didn't set a plate for you. I stood there, holding the dessert I made, while everyone else was already eating. My mother-in-law smiled and said, "You can just sit and watch." I nodded, and that's when I decided to stay quiet, until the footage played. My name is Brianna Cole, and I'm 38 years old. I work as a restaurant operations manager. Long hours fill my days, constant pressure weighs on me, but I'm proud of what I do. I married into a tight-knit family obsessed with image. They always treated me like an outsider. I wasn't rich or glamorous. I didn't come from money. Designer labels never hung in my closet. My in-laws valued status, appearances, control above all. They called me the simple one, the one who didn't fit their mold. They adored my husband's younger brother's wife, the one they always praised. I kept trying to earn my place. I hosted holidays, brought gifts, remembered every birthday. My quiet personality and observant nature made people mistake me for weak. I wasn't flashy, but I had something they didn't expect. I pay attention to details. Years managing restaurants taught me about systems, cameras, accountability. The sharp tang of kitchen grease still lingers in my memory, reminding me how people act when no one watches. I knew their true faces hid behind polite smiles. If you've ever walked into a room and felt like you didn't belong, hit subscribe. I know what it's like to be the extra person at your own family table. Drop a comment if you felt that sting. And click hype if you're ready to see how this one turned around. It was a big Sunday family dinner hosted by my in-laws. The house smelled of roasted meat and fresh bread, warm lights glowing over the long table. I had confirmed earlier that week we were coming. My husband and I arrived on time, arms full of my homemade dessert. But the table sat fully set. No seat for me. No plate. No name card. I stood in the doorway, the chatter dying down as eyes turned my way. My mother-in-law glanced up casually. "We thought you were busy with work again." Her voice dripped with fake surprise. My sister-in-law laughed from her seat. "She's always too busy for family." I pulled out my phone, showed the text confirmation I sent Tuesday. Mother-in-law shrugged it off. "Must have missed it." My husband shifted uncomfortably but stayed silent, fork in hand. They served the steaming plates without offering me a thing. My dessert vanished into the kitchen, for later. Father-in-law boomed a joke. "Guess you're fasting tonight." Laughter erupted around the table, forks clinking against china. The salty sting hit my eyes, but I swallowed it. Earlier that week, during a quick visit, I saw their new home security system installed in the dining room after a break-in scare. Cameras blinked red from every corner. Flashback to Tuesday, I overheard my mother-in-law on the phone in the hall. "We'll teach her not to assume she belongs here." That comment burned in my mind. The room buzzed now with full bellies and easy grins. I noticed the control panel light flickering nearby. The twist hit me. I quietly asked, "Didn't the new cameras record when I came by Tuesday?" The room went quiet for half a second. Forks paused mid-air. Mother-in-law snapped back fast. "Why would that matter?" I just smiled, sat on the couch, and waited. The clock ticked loud in the silence, my heartbeat matching its rhythm. My mother-in-law stood for a speech about family unity. Her glass raised high. "Some people marry in but don't really become family." She looked straight at me. The words landed like ice. Sister-in-law chimed in. "Some of us actually show up." Snickers rippled through the group. My chest tightened, but I breathed steady. Husband pulled me aside later, whispered low. "Can you just let this go? It's embarrassing." They spun the narrative quick. I was dramatic. I misunderstood. Mother-in-law claimed I never confirmed. You must have texted the wrong number. Gaslighting twisted the air thick. I showed the thread again. She waved it away. They planned a family vacation right there at the table. Immediate family only. My name skipped deliberately. Sister-in-law smirked. It'll be easier without complications. I stayed calm, barely reacting. My hands folded in my lap. I watched the security monitor in the hallway, its screen glowing faint. I knew Tuesday's footage waited there, showing me in the dining room while they plotted. They grew bolder with my silence. Whispers turned to open barbs. She's so sensitive. Father-in-law chuckled. Maybe she'll learn her place. The bitter taste of their wine lingered in the air, mixing with my resolve. They thought quiet meant surrender. Wrong. Tension coiled like a spring. Mother-in-law poured more drinks. Let's move on. But eyes darted my way. Husband fidgeted, avoiding my gaze. Sister-in-law texted under the table, phone buzzing soft. I noted every move, every word. The room heated up, voices rising confident. They pushed harder, assuming victory. I let them. The couch creaked under me as I shifted. Their laughter echoed hollow now. One more toast. One more jab. Then it would end. What they didn't know was I had seen something damning already. On Tuesday, I stopped by with documents for my husband. I walked in quiet before they noticed. They sat at the table, voices low, discussing how to put me in my place. Mother-in-law hissed plans for Sunday. Sister-in-law giggled about no plate. They didn't realize the cameras rolled from the start. I glanced at the brand. Same system we use at my restaurant. I knew its ins and outs cold. Accessing playback from the main control panel took seconds in my mind. I didn't say a word that day. No scene. No tears. I had a plan they never saw coming. I wouldn't scream or argue. Their own words would speak. Loud and clear. I just needed the right moment. When they felt most confident. The power hummed in that panel. Evidence waited, time-stamped and true. Patience became my weapon. They underestimated the quiet observer. Cousin Leah sat across the room, always the family outsider like me. They mocked her for tech support work, called her not successful enough. She whispered close. Do you want me to pull up Tuesday's footage? She had admin access, helped install the system. They do this to anyone who doesn't worship them. Her eyes flashed anger. Family grew louder, arrogant now, convinced I broke. Mother-in-law toasted. To harmony, now we've cleared misunderstandings. Glasses clinked. Leah and I exchanged a look. Tension built as she stood, walked to the hallway monitor. Father-in-law laughed. What are you two plotting? Leah replied casual. Just checking camera settings. The room watched, smirks fading slow. Husband glanced nervous. Sister-in-law rolled her eyes. Leah's fingers danced over the panel. Beats filled the air, soft but sharp. Mother-in-law shifted. Enough of that. But Leah kept going. The screen flickered alive. Family voices swelled, trying to drown it out. I sat still. Ready. Leah connected the footage to the dining room TV. The big screen lit up bright. Mother-in-law protested sharp. That's not necessary. Too late. Timestamp flashed, Tuesday afternoon. Video rolled. Me walking in quiet, documents in hand. Then audio hit clear. Mother-in-law's voice, she thinks she's part of this family. Sister-in-law, Sunday will make sure she understands she's not. Father-in-law, don't set a place. Let her stand. Present room froze solid. Silence crashed down. Husband's face went pale, jaw tight. Mother-in-law stammered. It's out of context. Leah rewound, played the full clip. Their laughter on tape, plotting my humiliation. Every cruel word exposed. I spoke calm, voice steady. I wasn't confused. You planned it. Husband turned to his parents. You lied to me. Sister-in-law snapped. It was just a joke. I met her eyes cold. Humiliation isn't a joke. I stood, grabbed my untouched dessert from the kitchen counter. The sweet vanilla scent cut through the tension. I said clear. I don't need a seat at a table where I'm only invited to be mocked. I walked out. Behind me, shouts erupted. Family argued, voices cracking. Door clicked shut. Husband followed me outside, shaken deep. I'm sorry I didn't see it sooner. I made it clear. Respect isn't optional. I set boundaries firm. No more forced dinners. No more silent tolerance. Leah texted quick. You handled that perfectly. In-laws stopped calling for weeks. Word spread in extended family about the footage. Their perfect image cracked wide. I felt lighter, free. Not because I won a fight, but because I stopped accepting less than I deserve. Sometimes you don't flip the table. You just turn on the lights. If you've ever been embarrassed on purpose just to make someone else feel powerful, you know that sting. Tell me in the comments. Have you ever been excluded or set up to look small? Subscribe if you're done staying quiet in rooms that disrespect you. Your story matters here. And if this reminded you that silence doesn't mean weakness, click hype to help this story reach others who need it. Your story has power. If you felt a connection to mine, please subscribe and share your journey in the comments. Every hype you give this video helps empower someone else. Thank you for being here and for listening.